Girls, welcome back to the Apocablog. Day 1444 of being thrilled to be able to welcome you all to the People's Republic of Chimerica. Because that's where we are. Had I told you this story back in January, probably well into March, you would have gone, didn't happen. Here we are. Man charged with assault for breathing on someone. As elected officials continue to essentially weaponize their executive orders intended to control the spread of the pandemic. Ooh. We've already seen threats of arrests and fines for those who refuse to comply, but one case out of Virginia this week takes things to an entirely new level. Boy, did they get that fucking right. During a pair of demonstrations in Sterling, Virginia this weekend taking place outside of Trump's golf course, supporters and detractors of the president were facing off, as so often happens these days. One Trump supporter crossed the street and approached some of the other protesters. 61-year-old Raymond Deskins confronted two women while not wearing a mask, and there is conflicting reports that they confronted him, depending on which news source you go to. So, because news. But whichever outlet you go to, they all agree that this guy was arrested and charged with misdemeanor assault. So we're going to assume that part is true. So yes, he confronted the women not wearing, causing the women to shout at him about his failure to observe social distancing protocols, and that's when Deskins assaulted them by taking a deep breath and exhaling. And yes, he was later charged with assault. In the video, Karen can be heard telling him, "You're in my face, and you don't have a mask, so you need to back up." And then the man takes the deep breath and blows. By the way, this just reinforcing the fact that no one actually believes the mask is fucking doing it. Because if either one of these fucking bitches believed for a half a second that that their fucking face diaper offered any level of protection, they would probably be celebrating the fact that this asshole didn't have one on because he's a Trump supporter, and according to their information, he's going to be dead in a month. But either way, what Deskins did, certainly rude. I mean, is the guy an asshole? Probably. But there isn't, and there is a standing order for people to wear face masks in public. We get it. But people keep conflating, like, I think she actually said, law. Yeah, no, okay. But so people keep conflating this issue, and an executive order is not a law. A law is written by the legislature and approved by the governor. So it's just one of these things where an executive order is some tyrannical asshole saying, well, I don't have what I need out of the legislature, so I'm going to write this this suggestion that comes with the obvious threat of violence and imprisonment and removal of your money. But it's still a suggestion. It's just a overbearing one. But that being said, being rude isn't a crime. And he wasn't charged with being rude. He wasn't charged with even violating an executive order. He was charged with fucking assault for performing basic respiration. Now, if we can't see where this is going, we're in deep shit. Because this is happening as Governor Cuomo warns of stricter lockdown measures in New York, while Bill de Blasio is setting up COVID checkpoints to find New York City travelers violating Thanksgiving quarantine. And Maryland Governor Hogan announces deployment of high-visibility coronavirus compliance units. So it's, you know, so they're telling you that they're going to be sicking the police on you. And now that we've set the precedent that we can arrest people for breathing, Oregon governor encourages people to now call the police on neighbors violating COVID orders, and those violators could face up to 30 days in jail or $1,250 in fines, or both. Do we see where this is going? Yeah. And by the way, all of this as the potted plant that they want to put in office. His view on these issues: governors issuing mask mandates and lockdown orders are patriotic. That's the new patriotism, kids. Having the fucking Gestapo come after you because you're breathing outside. You know who else is enjoying this kind of freedom? Fine people in Hong Kong. You know why that is? Because China's in charge over there just like they're gonna be over here when fucking Harris's ass hits that fucking jail. And oddly enough, you know what just also happened in Hong Kong? A law was just passed that they can vote by mail from China in Hong Kong. Sound familiar? This ends when we stop complying.